Morning, girls. How are you? Hope you are all fine. In this week, we will continue chapter 13 and we are in lesson 5, decimal place value. Look at the name, decimal place value. The decimal, we have started at in the last week and now we will revise it again. What about the place value? We should know what we mean by place value and how can I find the place value for any decimal. Let's remember what we had last week. As you know, we have started the decimals and we said that the decimal number is a number that has decimal point and it has two parts. On the left side, the whole numbers, and on the right side, the fractions or the decimals. We said that the fractions are the same as the decimals. So, by looking at the fractions, we have digits or we have places. We have digits and places actually. So the digits are sitting on places. And this is our lesson, is to know the places of the digits that we have. So here, as you see, we have one whole and the decimal point and the 0 and the 6. We have learned in the last week how to read and write the decimals. So let's see how we will read this. As I told you before, we will start by the whole number. So we will say what? 1. It's already 1. The decimal point, I will call it and. So I will say 1 and. I will look to the decimal that I have. Which decimal I have? I have 6. But where is it? Let's remember the first digit is the tenths and the other digits is the hundredths, right? So because the 6 here is sitting on the hundredths, so what's its name? 600. So how I read it again? 1 and 600, right? Girls, this is the key for our lesson today. This is the key, is to know how to read. Do you remember in the last week, in the last lesson, when I told you if you know how to say the numbers, you will know how to solve everything? Yes, this is the key, is to know how to read and say the numbers. So you can do, or you can write any decimal or fraction, even if you close your eyes, right? Only by hearing it. Let's see here. As you see here, I want to read this. How I read it? Simply, I will look to the whole. What I have in the whole? 63. So I will say 63. The decimal point, I will replace it with the word and. What I have here? I have 15. But 15 what? 15 hundredths. Why I said 15 hundredths? I said 15 because actually I have the number 15, as you see. Then I will follow it with the name of the places, okay? Because here I have after the decimal point, I have 2 places, so it's hundredths. Remember, the first digit directly after the decimal point, I call it, let's write here, 63.15. Let's remember it together. Directly after the decimal point, what we call the digit? Tenth. This is the 10th, I told you before. And this is the hundredth. So if I want to read it together, I will say it's 15. I can see 15. But 15 what? Hundredths, right? Very nice. Look at this number. Here actually, in the whole I have 0. So I will not say 0. I will just go and write after the decimal point. Or I can say actually 0 and 32 hundredths. But I can also read it like this way because the whole is 0. So I can say it's what? Look at the number. Look at here. What do you have? I have number 32. Yes, you have number 32. But you have to follow it with a word that means it's a place, right? So 32 what? 32 hundredths. Why not 32 tenths? Because it's 2 digits. And we related the 2 digits like 2 zeros in the hundred. Remember, this we took it already in the last week. Also, look at this number. 9 and 4 hundredths. 9 and 4 hundredths. Okay, this is not my question. I will ask you a question now. If I underline the 0, can you tell me what is this place called? What is the name of this place? The 0. Actually, it's the tenth. Good job. Tenth. Can you tell me where is the 4? It's on the hundreds. Very nice. It's on the hundreds. Where is the 9? What is the place? What is the name of the place of 9? The 9 is on the ones. You know, ones, tens, hundreds. Here different. Tens. Tens. Here we have tenth. Tens. And here tenth. Also here hundreds. Hundreds. D. Hundreds. Okay? And here we have hundreds. TH. So in the side of the decimals, I will write with TH. Hundredths. Tenths. Right? Okay. Let's see here. I want to ask you a question. Which number is on the 10th place? Think with me. Which number is on the 10th place? Is it 7 or 9 or is it 4? What is it? I know that you can know the answer. It's 7. The 7 comes on the 10th, right? So what I asked you now, I asked you where is the 7? Where is the 10th? Where is the 10th? It means I'm asking you about the place. So this is what I mean by place. Place value. This is the place. The place means the position of the digit. Where is the place of the 7? The place. So place. 10th. Sorry. 10th. So I'm asking you about the place. What if I ask you about the value? Listen to me carefully now. Do you remember when I told you if you can say it, you can do it? Just close your eyes now. Again, close your eyes. I will ask you. When the 7 in the 10th, how you read it? Yes, you will read it 7 tenths. So as you read it, you will write it and you will have the value. Open your eyes again and look at the board here. Value of the 7 is 7 tenths. I will write it in numbers. Here, I will write 7 tenths like this way. This is 7 tenths. As I read it, I will write it. So this is what we call the value. So the value, girls, you can find it from reading the number. Just read it and write what you read. Write what you are reading, right? Just do that and you will get the value. Okay, teacher, how can I get the place? The place from the position of the digit. And you already know where's the 10th and where's the 100th. Let's take another example. But here I will have one more question for you. Can you read it first? Okay, I will ask you many questions about it. First, can you read it? Yes. 3 and 19. 3 and 19 hundredths. Very nice. So, after that, this is first question. The second question is, I will underline this digit. Can you know what is the place of the 9? Yes, you will say it's in the hundreds. Very nice. Because the 9 is the hundreds. How can you read it? I can read it as 900. So if I ask you the place, you will say it's in the hundreds. Okay? If I ask you what is the value of the 9, just look to its place and read it. How can you read it? 9 hundredths. Because the 9 in the hundreds, I will write it 9 hundredths. If the 9 in the tenth, I will write it as 9 tenths. Simply. So because this 9 is a hundredths, I will read it 9 hundredths. So now I will write it here in the value like the way I read. 9 hundredths. This is the way how I write 9 hundredths. 9 hundredths. So this is the value of the 9, right? What if I ask you to write the value as a fraction? Simply, you will write 9 out of 100. That's it, as you read it. 9 hundredths. I told you, you can read in your mind, you can say it, and you can write it in fractions in both ways, fractions and decimals. That's it, right? Very nice. Now, we have something called expanded form. Expanded form means the form that the numbers comes in like expanded, like longer, little bit, by putting a plus sign beside it. What I mean by expanded form? To write the expanded form for any decimal, okay, attention, to write any expanded form for any decimal, you just read the whole decimal. How is that? Just read it and put plus sign between the numbers. Look at here. Here first they are asking me what is the value of 3. They are asking me about the 3 here. The 3 actually here is thousands. This is an additional information for you. It's only 1,000. Forget that, okay? I want to ask you a question now. Can you read this question? Read this number? Yes, I can read. I can read it as 654 and 213 thousandths. What after hundreds? Thousands, right? This is an additional information, girls, only for you, okay? I just want to show you how the number is extending. Now let's go back again to our examples. We have 2 and 56. Let's read it again. 2 and 56 hundredths, right? If I ask you to write the expanded form for it, directly you will put plus sign because I will put numbers now. But how I will put these numbers? 2. I will write 2 because the 2 in the ones, it doesn't have any 0, right? So I will write here 2. Plus, I will write the value of the 5. So in expanded form, we are writing the value for each number. That's it. This is the idea for the expanded form, is to write the value for each number. What is the value for the 2? 2. Why? Without zeros, without anything, because it's in the ones. The ones doesn't have any 0. What about the 5? Where is it? The 5 in the tens. What is the value of it? Directly, 5/10. So easy. Look at the 6. I will write the 6 now because I'm saying, okay, 2 and 56 hundredths. Where is the 6? In the hundredths, right? So you will write each value for each number. But girls, I will show you another way by reading. Just see this number and read it. Read it, then write it as you read it. See, I will read now and underline the number that I will read it. See, 2 and, the plus sign means and, 2 and 56 hundredths, right? 2 and 56 hundredths. It means like 2, 5/10, 6 hundredths, right? Did you understand? Did you get the idea? Just know how to read it. You will rewrite it so easily. Look at here. We have 973 because this is in the whole part, okay? In the parts of the wholes, so I will read it 973, right? And 526 what? Thousandths. Also here the example about thousands. Forget that. We will read it until the hundredths, right? So 973 and 52 hundredths. Okay? No more. We have this now on. 52 hundredths. 52 hundredths. Can you know what is the place of the 5? So easy. It's in the 5 in the tenths. What is the value of the 5? Because the 5 in the tenth, the value is 5/10. What is the value of the 2? 2 hundredths. Can you rewrite the 5/10 as a fraction? Sure. Can you rewrite the, sorry, yes, here. Can you rewrite the 2 hundredths as fraction? For sure. Look at here. We have to find the value, the place and the value for the underlined digit. What is the underlined digit? 7. What is the place of the 7? Directly, hundredths. So I will write hundredths. Okay, don't forget the TH, hundredths. What is the value for the 7? Because it's in the hundreds, the value is 700. So easy. See? As you read it. Because the 7 in the hundreds, it's 700. That's it. So this is my answer. This is the place and this is the value. Did you understand what I mean by place value? The place means where is it? Name the place of it. Where is it? The number is standing on a place. As you standing on a place, right? And here, 700. As I read it here, I will rewrite it here. So this is the value of